Now, let me introduce you to my kitchen. This is the only thing I keep in mind in the kitchen, a space where it will become enjoyable to stand in the kitchen. Instead of coming in here and feeling tired, I try to make a space that feels like a kitchen that is enjoyable to stand in. To do that, I choose the things I like. This kettle is one of my favorites. And this kettle, to make a space look better, even as a necessary everyday object, the number one theme is to have the kind of kitchen and choose things where it will become an objet. About this kettle, it is beautiful, so it may look like it is expensive. Certainly, I don't think it is cheap, but actually it is from a gift catalog. There wasn't anything I wanted in the catalog, so I just decided on a high-quality everyday item that I would not normally buy myself. And as if by accident, it was a hit, getting this wonderful and favorite thing sent to me. I can't remember how many years ago this was, but maybe I think more than 10 years ago. Of course, it is not something that costs hundreds of dollars. It's like something that is a little better than the usual things. So, isn't this cute too? I bought this for its color. When it comes to choosing things, especially kitchen tools and dishes, design comes first. Next comes ease of use, but number one is design. As to why, as I said before, for a kitchen that is enjoyable to be in, oh, cute, wow, lovely, is the most important thing. Of course, this is easy to use, but after all, it's a bit heavy. It's Le Creuset, so it's a little heavy. As to why it's this color, when I got married, I lived with my in-laws, and grandmother already had a lot of pots, which were my mother-in-law's cookware. They were not very colorful aluminum. That's what they were. So at that time, I felt a kind of trauma and had a newlywed's feeling of, for cookware I put together for my own use, they must be attractive. So that's why they are this color. They are arranged here. On the bottom are the larger ones. I admit these don't get used very much. This frying pan and this small Dutch oven are the ones I use the most. This large one gets used mainly when I have a lot of guests over. Stovetop tools are near the stovetop. It's not like I cook rice all the time, so instead of a rice cooker, my Le Creuset Dutch oven does a fine job cooking rice. I use it every time. Of course, it doesn't have a warmer function. This is the sink, so primarily things to use at the sink are here. First, it's here, but in here are the knives and cutting board. Oh, I failed taking these out. The knives and cutting board go in just like this. And the knives are this and this. These were also bought for the design. There's no joint here, so it has a shape that of course can be washed quickly. Finally, here are the ladles and spoons. But these I also bought for the design without thinking, and they are a little cutesy. Now I think I should have gotten something a little more chic. Next, here in the back, I think of the back as dead space. So I try not to put anything there. It is difficult to pull things out. As a result, worthless things build up, So I only put things in that fit between the doors. The rest is empty. Next, here, these are paper towels. And this is a radish grater. And small plates for when I am tasting something. A bowl, colander, measuring cups, a corkscrew. As for tools, this is it. You can make do with just these. I get by just fine. I try to not increase this amount. And this is not such a big kitchen, so if there's a trash bin out, it's hard to move and looks bad. So the trash container is put inside here. On this slightly sturdy paper bag from a shop where I bought flowers, I put a plastic bag. And then again, put small plastic bags inside that. Then I put just what fits inside that bag, tie it up, and then open a new bag. So I try to not have any odor come out. So every time, I take care of the trash here. I tie up the small bags, and last the big bag, and take it out. I always want to properly manage the trash in a clean way and take it out, so I don't just toss it out. This is a secret, but there's the belief that unless you stuff the trash bag completely full, it isn't an economical use of bags, right? I think that is mistaken. I think it is all right to use a lot of trash bags. For example, if you save 1 yen here, the question is, what is the real cost and what is the real savings? So what's more important than that is the condition for taking out trash in a clean and easy way. Oh, and also, there are people who save a lot of supermarket bags, right? I never do that. Even if I go to the supermarket and receive a bag, at that time I use it as a trash bag and am done with it. I don't gather a lot of them. This is a supermarket bag. However, this is something I bought. There is no need to make the effort to fold them up like shop bags. They are held together nicely. I can take them out one at a time, and this isn't even very expensive. So I don't stash supermarket bags in order to use them as trash bags, like a mountain of stashed bags, but that are more than I can use. And this is food waste and paper scraps. And one more thing. I take this and open it up like this. Plastic bottles and glass bottles go in here. And this doesn't build up much, so every 2 or 3 days, I take it to the building's trash disposal site and separate the items there. So there are only 2 categories: food waste, paper, and recyclables. And I separate the items when I bring them to the disposal site. And here is the detergent. And this is the detergent I have stocked now. In short, this is an organic, multi-purpose detergent. I use it by changing its concentration. Sure enough, it's just a small thing, but it is completely biodegradable. And because it does not pollute rivers, in the end it doesn't pollute the ocean either. The detergent is a bit expensive, but I am using it. It is like it naturally goes around and returns back to me. Just in the act of living here, we ourselves are spreading a lot of pollutants. So it might be just a small thing, but I take care about what detergent I use. Then the sink. I'm by myself, so naturally it is not like there are a lot of dirty dishes. I rinse them a little, then put them in the dishwasher every time. So dishes don't accumulate up here. After coming to this condo, I thought this draining plate was useful, but up until then I had not used a dish rack. As to what I used before, I put the dishes on paper towels for a bit and quickly dried them. So there were never dishes piled in a rack. And one thing I think is odd is that here, after every meal, I take the net with the waste in it and throw it away and always wash it. So there are those items and cleaners for preventing slime buildup. I don't understand why they are necessary, because it never becomes slimy. So I have no need for slime prevention. This is also done each time. If you wait to do everything, it is unpleasant to look at the slime, so that never happens. I wash it every time with regular detergent, and it never gets slimy. So there is no need for special slime prevention or slime remover. And these food waste nets are all kept here. Again, as to why I do it like this, they come in bags with various designs on them. But I feel those colors are too much, so I keep them all here, and if possible, try to have things with limited colors. And these are storage items, like these bags I am always using. Then, here is the extra stock. This is the maximum level. Then, take a look at the refrigerator. I'm very ashamed to show the refrigerator, but before I was even more ashamed. There was almost nothing inside, and it was a refrigerator like, does this person even cook? In truth, occasionally I really do cook. So have a look in the refrigerator. The sake and beer might stand out, but it looks like this. Contrary to expectation, this is all enough. In essence, it's fine if you have the basic seasonings. The miso in the back, and seasonings like these, and soba noodle broth and soy sauce. As long as there are soy sauce and salt, I am the type who can make anything. So it's like this. Recently, I disposed of this, but of course seasonings are sold like this in set amounts, right? That is, your eating habits, your individual eating habits, and the decided amounts of packaged seasoning for consumption do not match. So you have to have the heart to let it go, like, it is natural that there is too much. It can't be helped that there is too much. Sorry, the refrigerator just told me to shut it. So I'll open it again. Okay, it's like this. It can't be helped if you can't use up the seasonings, because the provider only provides us with a predetermined amount. So it is important to look over them regularly. If you are careless, it can happen that there will be expired items. I create the menu on the spot, so I never buy a lot of ingredients at once. This is because even if I made a weekly menu plan, what I wanted to eat when I made the plan and 1 week later are completely different. So it is unexpectedly difficult to match a meal plan with yourself. Mainly, it can even be said that the digestive enzymes are also different. So it is a shame to control what you eat based on a menu plan or ingredients. I only buy what I want to eat at the time. So in the end, I think this has the least waste. And this is what I think, but in the case of buying a lot of things in bulk, it is very difficult to buy things in bulk. And then, now it is difficult to put the bulk purchased items in the refrigerator, right? Mostly, it is left stuck in some kind of bag, and as a result, it also happens that you forget what you bought. Then you buy again the items you forgot about, so there are too many. I always buy only the minimum, so it's easy to put in here. Also, when I put things away, for example, these plastic bottles, I take off the label first. If I do that, it is not troublesome to separate, and they can be thrown away. It's mostly like this. Gifts are in here. Things I will eat later. Packaged foods are in here. I did not buy these myself. This is the top section, and the middle one, vegetable storage. It is unusual that vegetables are in here. Cut up green onions, these I cut myself. And this is mitsuba, I must eat soon, and lettuce and avocado, which I love, and onions that keep well. From this, it is, how can I make something from what is on hand? I was really into cooking with what's available. I used to be a genius at cooking with what's on hand. It's a pain to go to the store, so I was very good at cooking with what I had. Now I even don't cook with what's on hand. Instead, I have it almost empty and choose the way of only buying what I want to eat. There is only a little rice, so it is in here. Brown and white rice are in here. A refrigerator is, for me, more of a food storage than a refrigerator. So, dried items and everything is here. In order not to have leftover foods or forgotten things, I use it as a central control. I don't use the freezer much at all. This in here is cut up bread that I couldn't finish. And this is also nanohana that I couldn't finish. I lightly boiled and stored the nanohana. I am thinking I should put this in pasta soon. For frozen foods, I don't buy them as frozen foods, but it's a place where I can store small amounts of foods I couldn't finish. I also decide a limit, and if I can't eat it, I throw it away. I have a big memory of frozen food, so one time I received a lot of tomatoes, and of course I couldn't eat them all, so I boiled and peeled and froze them and said, I'll make tomato sauce, with a feeling like I became a clever homemaker and an attractive wife. But in the end, that was a mistake. And after all, even after saving them, after half a year, they were all freezer burned, and I threw them out. So I had the experience of taking the time to heat them up, and then the cost to freeze and store them, only to throw them away in the end. It really is a waste to have uneaten food, and it is important to have ingenuity to use it in the next meal, but it is important to remember that this is not possible in the long term. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. What's more, you can get valuable information here.